Hello, everyone. Thank you for being here.
Yeah, welcome to another episode of our event conversations and Q&A.
We're here for you.
Yeah, we always love to jump on here and go live. We do record it,
Yes.
so you can listen to the playback, and then we also do put it on our Instant Impact Events show. So
Yes.
Whether you like to listen or watch, we got you covered.
Yes.
So right before this, we were having a little fun with the camera, is what we were doing, and lots of fun pictures.
Oh, yeah.
We're working on making thumbnails,
Improving.
for YouTube. It's like, okay, we're out on YouTube. We've got stuff out there. We gotta start adding more things to it. But sometimes these hoops you have to jump through.
Yes,
for
it to look good.
You don't want to just be like, smiling. You got to do all these things.
Right, or too serious.
So that's what we were doing. Some of those too.
Yes.
Natural laughing pictures. That's always good.
Without showing you Adam's apple. Can you see
Adam's
it?
apple's down there.
Adam's apple.
That's your hangy downy thing.
Tonsils.
The technical term, hangy downy thing.
Yes, that's what
the
the kids say.
call it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what we've been up to this morning. Lots of new content that we're putting out, that we're recording.
New and improved.
We've got the new set all
we
put
hope you
together.
like it. Yes.
So we've been working on. You've been working on that quite a bit here lately.
Yes.
We've been getting it there, and then not quite loving it, and then we're like, okay, let's do this, let's do that. So just like anything, it's a work in progress.
Yes, I knew what I wanted, and you know what you wanted.
I found it.
Yes.
And then we put it together.
Yes.
You took it and ran with it.
Right. Yes.
Yeah.
And then, I was talking about the light factor.
Oh,
not,
no, I'm talking
not
about
the
the whole in general.
Yeah, I was talking about the lights. But I was like, it needed more, and the up lights didn't do anything, especially when you have extra light around you. Up lights aren't going to help you.
Yeah.
And I knew what I wanted. Then we got the track lighting, but it had every 4 and 3 inches. No, 2 inches. It's like dots. That didn't
But
look
now
good.
we've got this. I like it. So
Yes. So now I had to add something.
We're always looking at building out the brand more
Yes.
and bringing in more brand colors. And so we've got the dark green, the lighter green, some white.
Yes.
We're gonna get some gold flecks going on here and there, periodically.
Right.
So
Like
that's
gold mugs.
Yep. We got lots of this year.
It's a lot of thought.
We decided
All in.
this year was
Yeah.
the year to
Go all in.
go all in on
And share our information.
on us and events, and not hold back, and just provide as much value as we can, but also help as many people as we can too. We've been in the event industry for so long. We see some people that are struggling.
We just want to help
with things that are, for us, are just it's so simple, no brainer, no big deal.
Yes.
Just like things that we're not skilled at, we might be challenged in those areas too. It's like you got to know what you're the expert in, what your expertise is,
and stay in that
lane, and then have other people around to help you with other things. So
Yes.
that's what we're really looking to do this year, and have started doing. We've been putting out our weekly podcast. We've been going live with you guys at least once a week. We're looking at maybe doing some more fun things because we like to have fun. You let us know if you do.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of there's a lot of seriousness because we like to cover the information that we want to get across.
And a lot of event stuff is serious.
It is, and it's because it comes down to we want you guys to make an impact, but at the same time we also want to have some fun along the way.
That's right.
So we're gonna start incorporating some fun.
Yeah.
You let us know
Just
when you see the fun coming out.
Yes, and share it.
It'll be coming soon. And just adding some different twists and turns, and maybe some napkins apparently. Maybe some etiquette classes. We'll just keep working on that over here.
Not.
So but that's what we've been up to. So let us know, what are you guys doing? What are you working on in your business?
And what do you need help with?
Where are your challenges, your struggles, things that where are your inadequacies, right? We have to be able to point out our strengths, but also our weaknesses, so that we can help you. And that's why we're doing this. Like, we're just sitting here, drinking some coffee, maybe getting a little foam on places.
Yes.
Okay.
Foam.
Alrighty.
My favorite.
We're putting foam in places that we tell the children that they shouldn't be doing. But apparently for this, it's okay. So, but we we're here to help you guys. We're here to answer your questions. We're here to, come live. We want to be an open book. We want to let you know that, we're not scary. We don't bite. It's okay to ask questions, and there's no question that is a dumb question, right? If you have a question, there's probably a lot of other people have questions too.
Same question.
The same thing when you have your event, you should open it up for questions because that shows your expertise, but it also shows people that they can they can access
and be involved.
They can, ask a question and get an answer, and so that's why we like to do
questions properly.
Yeah. We like to do these Q&As and have, a lot of event conversations. Yes. And so, what are you doing in your business to take it up to the next level? What are you doing to throw in a little fun?
Are you having any fun?
How are you incorporating some of the principles and things that we've been talking about creating experiences in your events, creating an impact, all those different things.
Profitable.
So, that too. We like impactful, profitable, and some fun along the way. With all of that. So with that being said, that was our conversation portion of the show. Now let's move into our questions. We have a few questions that came in for today. If you have it, we try to go through and if there's similarities, we try to extrapolate what we can from those, and that we're not answering the same question over and over again.
Yes.
And if you send it in enough times, we'll probably either point you in the right direction or go ahead and answer that one for you. So make sure you keep sending those in, but let's dive into today's questions.
Okay. Why does hotel AV cost so much? Wow.
Monopoly.
Yes.
That's why.
Yes.
It costs so much because they have a monopoly with the hotels. They know that they can rake you over the coals and they can charge whatever they want to charge because you're having your event at this venue. And normally the monopoly
and then you'll be locked in.
These bigger companies are working with a lot of the venues. And so that is just the go-to. It's like, you're booking your event? Well, you're going to use X over here for your in-house
they get a
AV.
part of that also.
Right?
That's another reason it's so high.
Yeah.
Because they're getting their piece also.
But that's part of the monopoly. It's like
so
they're
piece
getting
and
their
piece,
kick down.
and then boom, you get that price.
Right.
For a projector, it costs you thousands of dollars.
For
one projector can cost you what you would usually use for your whole event.
Yeah.
Definitely when the lumens go higher.
For a little dinky winky little thing, it's a lot.
That's a lot.
Right.
Now you have 2, then 3, then screens, then mics, then...
And that's why people are like, well, maybe I'll just use like the house AV, meaning like the house sound or the screen that comes out of the ceiling.
To save money, right.
That's not the way to go either.
And then you get charged a lot just for them pulling down. No, the patch and the pull down the screens, you get a big bill also.
To pull down, to have a button there, it comes down.
Yeah,
to patch into the
they had
house
to press
sound.
that button or they had to tape down that cable for you.
It's one of the things that is a racket in the event industry. It just is. And that's why we teach there's a better way. If you've been with us for any length of time, you know that we say do not use house AV and don't use whatever AV companies that they're telling you, normally just one, whatever their preferred AV provider, because they're charging you out the wazoo. So we always say there's a better way, there's an alternative. It takes, here's the kicker though, it takes a little bit of work on your end to be able to do that. And most people don't want to put in the work. So it's
what's
time
in the contract
or money.
Yes.
Which one are you, I would much rather spend a little bit of time to
working on that detail.
Save money on the AV, get better AV really for less, to be able to put more money into the overall experience of the event, whether that's food and beverage, whether that's little goodies that you're giving out.
And that will help with them also because you are spending money with the hotel because they were trying to convince you to use their AV just to get that cut.
Yeah.
So now since you are buying different things and items and food and beverage and whatever extras you get.
You're racking up the bill.
You're getting the bill up. Well, they'll say it's okay for you to bring in your own AV.
Well, we don't ask. So that's the first thing.
This is the way it's going to work.
If I'm going to work with the venue, it's already in the contract. I'm bringing in my own AV. That's just how it is. Outside AV is what I'm bringing in. I'm not
no matter if it's doing
utilizing
in-house or not.
No.
You state that.
No. And if that's a deal breaker, then move on to the next, because that's something from the beginning of negotiation is if you tell me what I have to do, the answer is no.
Right. You don't want to have an extra $20,000 just for AV or 30
because
or 40.
They say so. It's like, no, that's not how we're doing. And most of the time that AV is subpar. The people that are working with them are entitled. They don't feel like they have to do shit.
No,
they don't want to help you.
They want their break right in the middle of your event.
They feel like they're entitled to just sit there and do absolutely nothing and be paid well for it. And that's
really well.
That's come hell or high water. We ain't doing that.
No,
so
we don't play those games.
That's a no. And if that's a make or break from the venue, then we move on to the next venue because that's not someone you want to work with.
Right. And during your negotiations and finding your event space, you're already going to be working with other events, other event spaces. So
other venues. That's why we say, reach out to 10, 15, 20 different venues when you're looking for a space so you're not just left with whatever is there, what you can, go about your merry way.
And the reason it's so many is because half are not going to get back to you. Even though they say they want your business, but they're out of town, they're gone. Oh, we might not have that space. So,
all right. I think we covered that one.
Yeah,
Next question. What are the steps I need to do to use you and you to train our event team? We help people all the time. We work on a consulting basis. Sometimes we have to take our team in
teach.
And take care of your event for you. We can teach and train you how to do that on your own.
Right, your event team.
We have different depending on where you're at,
different
and depending
levels.
on what you need, we could do that. So just shoot us over an email. Give us a holler and let us know what it is that you're needing. Are you needing the whole gamut from you need
Top
your
to
AV,
bottom.
Your event planner, your event coordinator. You need coaches and consultants, speakers.
We can do that for you quickly.
What do you need? What are you working with? Or do you have all those components, but you just need them to be trained so they're all on the same page and they're working towards what you all want to work towards. So that we can have that discussion. That's on a case by case basis. We can help you with that for sure. And it just depends on where you're at, so we can point you in the right direction.
It'll be our pleasure to work with you.
Yeah, so we have we love working with people because what's fun about events is there's no two events that are the same.
Nope.
And so it's always new.
Different.
It's always challenging and fun, and it's something to work with. So we would love to work with you on that. So just let us know a little bit more specifics, and then we can have a conversation to see how that would all play out for you.
All right, good question. How would a schedule help my event? I like to go with the flow. Well, it'll keep you on your flow and make you on time with your flow.
But normally when someone's going, what they mean is
they end when they end.
They like to fly by the seat of their pants and don't have any particular thing to cover or scheduled so that you can kind of just go wherever the wind takes you, right?
And mostly because it wasn't planned ahead of time.
And that's a big no-no, okay? So going with the flow is a no-go when you're having an event. You've got to know.
Write that one down. I got to write that one down.
You've got to know what you're working with. Like, people are coming to your event to get X. What is X that you're giving them? And then you need to make sure that you have somewhat of a schedule. Now, that does not mean that your schedule needs to be rigid. That doesn't mean that it has to be like, at 4.5 past this moment when the hand strikes 12. Like, we're not talking that.
Or the door is closing on a break and everybody's still trying to get in.
Like, let me in. It's like, you want to have a framework in which to work by.
Yes.
But you don't want to slam the door in someone's face
and their fingers.
Because they didn't make it back at 2:30.
Yeah, lock the door.
And your clock is okay. So be reasonable.
Ringing that bell. Come in.
Oh, people love their cowbells.
The
cowbells.
Ding, 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 ding. No, there's the little bells also.
But the cowbells are the.
Pop, pop, pop.
It's that one though. That's the big one, and then you shake
the triangle,
it.
Or the triangle one. That's the dinner bell, right?
So there's all kinds. But anyways, you want to have some sort of framework. We're gonna start the event at this time. Registrations at this time. We're gonna take a break around this time. Give or take 5 minutes. Okay, I'm okay with the give or take 5 minutes.
Right, 5 or 10.
5 minutes. Because if you give or take 10 minutes on each break, we're 30 minutes behind.
Yeah. Yes.
And that's a whole different thing.
Then you got to shorten whatever you're teaching.
So give or take 5 minutes is good. Some exceptions can apply. And having a schedule that you are working within helps keep the event on track. It helps keep you focused because I hate to break it to you, but most speakers, they love to talk. Can you believe it? They talk.
One of our pictures, what?
They talk. We have to do that one later.
Yeah, right?
We didn't do that. That's like the Home Alone when he would put that. Oh! Okay, so they talk and talk, and they're natural, gifted talkers,
yes,
right? The challenge
That's why they're on stage.
Is, right, that it's wonderful that they love to speak and they love to train. That's great. The challenge is they have content, they have a slide, but then they went off on a story.
Right.
And the story sometimes gets long-winded, and they're speaking, and they didn't come back, and so the content isn't being covered. Now, people learn a lot through stories.
Right, they do. It's really hard to pull off the speaker at his own event. You know, it's not like you have a hook to yank and pull them off, because that's not going to happen at their own event.
However,
and they don't like it even on other stages.
But
they don't
you
like
can
it either.
have a meeting ahead of time and just say, hey, look, you know, if
This
you're
is our
not
time.
moving through your slides, we're going to hold up a cue card in the back to get you back
or
on
the
track.
monitor in the front.
Or we're going to put something up on the monitor in the front, depending on where. Sometimes they're down in the audience and they can't see the damn monitors.
Right.
So then you got to like make your cue cards in the back and hold up the signs, you know?
Or you can
feel
throw
like
a
you're on
water-
the Price is Right.
Yeah,
you know,
or
trying
just
to,
throw a water balloon.
No.
Pop them right in the head.
Or Jaden, he'd love to like take his little darts and his little Nerf gun and pew pew. He'll take care of them.
Pop, pop, pop.
Okay, so we're not going to do any of those things.
No.
We're just going to work on bringing it back, right? And that's why having a schedule keeps everybody on the same page.
Yes.
The speaker, everyone that's that's part of your team. Now, you don't let the attendees know your schedule, because then they're a stickler for schedules, and they're going to say, "Well, you said you were going to do this."
And be really unhappy when you don't stick to it.
So we don't give the schedule out.
Never.
It's for team's eyes only, and having that
don't leave it
schedule.
on the table either.
You actually can go with more flow when you actually have a schedule. You're not able to fly by the seat of your pants, but when you put a
'cause you know
schedule
what time you need
in,
to end
you're
that
able to
section.
flow more, because you know, hey, we're covering everything we set out to cover.
Right. And we have extra time
And
here.
then when you do have extra time,
give yourself buffer time.
you can have more stories, or you can get better at knowing your time slots and how much time
people
you have.
can ask more questions.
Q&A, you could have panels. There's all kinds of things that you can do. So work on, not going with the flow so much. Get a schedule. It doesn't have to be regimented, but definitely don't fly by the seat of your pants.
Want to get the last one?
All right, last question. Should I use classroom seating so everyone can take notes? I usually use theater, and I get some complaints. All right.
Right, because people are tired of taking notes on their laps or holding it up. Because it matters how many people you're trying to fit in the room also.
I'm going to say it depends on the event. If it is a note-heavy event, you need to have classroom, so people have a seat. Classroom means you have a seat and a table in front of you. Theater means you just have a seat, and then you have rounds and other things as well.
Right.
So if you know that people are going to be taking a lot of notes because there's a lot of information that you're covering,
You're
or
gonna need a bigger
because
room.
your attendees or your clientele that you're working with are note takers, right?
Yes.
Or the topic that you're covering just leads to taking notes, then you need to set it for classroom. Now, that being said, classroom style takes up a lot more room than theater style. You can pack them in with theater style, but again, we're not going for packing people on sardines. We're looking for the experience. And if the experience...
So they can walk by instead of squeezing, trying to get through.
Well, and if the experience that you're creating for the attendees is not conducive for them to get the biggest impact, because they're sitting on their lap and they have their notepad, or they have their laptop, or they have, whatever, and they're trying, and it's scribble scrabble because they're sitting and doing it on their lap, that's not conducive to an impactful event, right?
No,
so if you are, now, I don't say just because someone complains, I change the way of doing things.
Nope.
However, if there's multiple complaints about the same thing, we will look into it and say, is this a valid concern, right?
Right.
Is this something...
Just like the complaints about the cold room.
Right. Normally, that's not a valid thing.
Yeah.
We like it nice and chilly. We've talked about that before, so you can
You want
stay
everybody
awake.
going to
and
sleep.
We want them alert. So if it's a valid something like seating, they do need more space to write.
You will.
More. Okay. Then next time, get a bigger space so that you
can have more tables.
have your classroom instead of theater, and it'll create a better overall impact.
Right. It'll cost you a little more, but it'll be worth it.
Oh, not because classroom costs more than theater.
No.
It's because you're going to need a bigger space for the same
For
amount
all
of
the
people.
tables, yes.
So They don't charge you more for theater than they do classroom. It's just with the layout of that, you could only put so many people classroom where you could stack a lot more in their theater.
Yes.
So that's something to think about. Take that into consideration. Yes. And that's what I would do with that is look at your event. If it's more hands-on, if it's more people are going to be getting up and moving around, sometimes having theater style is great because then you have room outside of the seating still around the room where people can meet and mingle and talk in small groups and all that.
Right.
Okay, but if you're very heavy on notes, very heavy on sitting for a long time, lots of writing, information, laptops, all that kind of stuff, then you got to go classroom on that.
So great questions, and thank you for all your questions,
Keep
guys.
sending them in. We love doing this. This is becoming something that we actually really enjoy doing. We're able to just
sit next to my baby doll.
That's right.
So.
And I get to get dolled up for the camera over here.
Yes.
I think we're gonna put together a reel.
Of all
just
the
for fun
shots.
Of all of our funny little faces that we make.
Yes.
And we'll set it to some music and we'll throw it out there.
Yeah, have some fun.
So that we can laugh at each other and ourselves because it's definitely laughable. The things you got to do nowadays to get people to watch your thing.
Yeah.
But anyways, we appreciate you guys joining us today.
Thank you so much.
We will talk to you again soon, and make sure you get your questions in for the next event conversations and Q&A. Have an
Get 'em
awesome
in.
day, guys. Bye.
Bye-bye.